Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Everton 1, Leeds United 0. Another 3 points for the Toffees as they try and get out of this mess that we've got ourselves into. We are out of the bottom three. That is fantastic news. We've just played someone who are arguably a hell of a lot worse than we are, and we've beaten them, and that's the first time that's happened for a while. So that was really important. Ultimately, we got the 3 points. Ultimately, it's another game. It's 2 wins out of 3. And yeah, we're hopefully we can use this as the springboard once again to take us forward. As I said on Monday night, I was a little bit disappointed with the hard work that we showed on Monday night, because I think it is hard work that is going to get us through this mess. And I think today we not only outfought Leeds for everything, I think we outplayed them as well. They didn't have a shot on target, and although at times we weren't great in terms of the final ball, or we weren't great in terms of having a little bit of composure, we got the 3 points. When it mattered, we got the 3 points. So delighted, absolutely delighted with that. Just a big game for us that we had to win in the end. When you look at when you look at the other results that have gone today, am I looking dark? Apparently I'm looking dark. It's not like I haven't changed anything. I don't know what's going on. Some people prefer not to see me face. It was such an important game for us, and as I said, when you look at the other results today, Jesus, we had to get the 3 points. Leeds have been dragged into it, obviously into the bottom three now, but we thoroughly deserved. I think, in the first half we had 3 cleared off the line, or 2 cleared off the line and 1 saved. So obviously the set piece route is looking like it's working. We just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third, and of course we played Mopai today, and obviously I'll go into more of it, more of the individual plays in a moment. But we just lack that presence up front, and I suppose we have to make up for that in other ways when we can. Set pieces is obviously the big one that we have to get everything we can from. That nearly worked today, and obviously we got a little bit of luck, I suppose, with the goal. We got a little bit of luck with the goal. I didn't even realise it was in for probably a good second. So, huge moments in the game. But Leeds offered nothing, and it was so important that we got the 3 points today. When you look at the likes of Southampton winning, Bournemouth winning, Forest getting a point, Wolves got beat. So that's dragged them back into it a little bit. Villa getting beat sets it up nicely for next week. You have to, we're not going to play this season with loads of guile and swagger, and we have to do what we can do, and I think that's what we did today. And I think most players just worked really, really hard and won their battles today. So yeah, there you go. Player ratings themselves: Jordan Pickford a 7. I don't think he had too much to do with, and what he did do, he did it fine. He did it fine. I've got lights on. There's nothing different about my studio. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's dark. Weird. All the same lights are on. Weird. I can't sort it out now. And you just have to not look at my face, which is great. It's great for some people. Jordan Pickford had nothing to do. He had no saves to make. He dealt with all the catches easily, and really didn't have anything to do, so I have to give him a 7. Seamus Coleman, thought he had a pretty solid game defensively, did his bit going forward, and obviously got the goal. What a huge goal that is, and I'm sure that he is absolutely over the moon with that. Do you know what I mean? Seamus Coleman run through brick walls for this football club, and once again today he showed that. Was his goal fortunate? I don't know, because I don't know. There was no one in the box, so who was he crossing to? I don't know. So he he just put the caught the goalie unawares, put it in there, and it went in, and the place went nuts because it just was not expected whatsoever. But I thought Seamus done well today. I've given him an 8 because he obviously got the winning goal. But obviously Monday night was a really tough night for him, and he would have felt that, being, you know, a big Everton man that he is. He would have felt that, and he would have felt, not the criticism. I don't think there was criticism towards him as such. I think it was more to do with, you know, just they put a big, strong, fast player on him who got the better of him. And when you get into sort of the latter stage of your career, that could, I imagine that could affect you mentally. I mean, look like someone like Gary Neville when he got tore to bits in a game, when he just threw his hand in and knew that was the end for him. Seamus today showed exactly what Seamus Coleman is, someone who's prepared to run through brick walls for the club. And if next week he drops to the bench, which I'm not sure he will do, but if he drops to the bench, he'll take it like the man he is, you know, like the captain he is, and he'll back the team 100%. And that's Seamus Coleman for you. And you can, I suppose you can have a go at the player, but you can never have a go at the man. You know, you can sit there and say, oh, he's not good enough anymore, or we need to be replacing. He knows he can't play every single week. We know that. But when he's on the pitch, he'll never... Seamus Coleman, I don't think, has ever not give 100% in a game of football. 100%. I could say that. Just because of the kind of fella he is, whether he has a good game, bad game, that man will always give you 100% and will always run through a brick wall for you. So, just, you know, you've got to have sometimes those leaders, that captain's performance, and Seamus did that today, and I thought he did well. I'll give him an 8. On the other side of the pitch, Mykolenko, he got forward a few more times. He got some decent crosses into the box at times. Defensively, most of the time he was fine. A couple of times their winger got the better of him and left them for dead. But again, application, work rate, that's all you can ask for. It's all I'm asking for, because if the quality's not there, you've got to just ask for 100%, and that lad gives it 100% every week. I know that. And he done his job today. He done his job, and he made sure that Leeds didn't have too much joy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say he was amazing or anything, but and certainly, you know, he needs to offer more attacking wise, and sometimes he can be a little bit stupid in where some of his positional and stuff like that. But in a game like that, when all you're asking for is 100%, then he did his job today. I'm not going to say, you know, I've said my piece about Mykolenko. Everton need better players in a lot of positions, and left back's one of them. But today worked hard, done his job, and helped us get the win. So I've given him a 7. James Tarkowski, again, the leader at the back, we know he is. Very unlucky. I think he had at least one cleared off the line. I think it was anyway. He had one where the keeper made a great save. Defensively fine all day, no issues whatsoever. Done his job. Pretty, you know, on again Monday, I did think the occasion got to him a little bit. Today he was a lot steady, lot more steadier, lot calmer. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't up against much, but what he had to do, he did well. I've given him 7.5. Connor Cody, similar. I've given him a 7. Probably just not. He's not quite where Tarkowski is, but again, just dealt with everything you have to deal with. And when he needs to put his foot through it, both of them put their foot through it. Garner's an interesting one because he just keeps losing the ball in really important areas of the pitch. Like there's one early on where he played the blind back pass, and I think he did give the ball away 2 or 3 times in areas you can't give the ball away. But at the same time, wins the ball back a hell of a lot for us, you know, and that's what is important about Garner. He wins the ball back a hell of a lot of the times. Does he give it away? Yes. Does he do it in stupid areas? Yes. Is there anyone else at the club who could come in and do the role he's doing? No. Until maybe James Garner's up to speed with things, and you want maybe a bit more of a progressive player. So that's a difficult one. But I've given Garner a 7 just because I think the good outweighed the bad today for him. And again, in the middle of the park, I think we had the better of it again. Not quite like the Arsenal game in terms of what the job we did, because Leeds were just garbage. They were just garbage, and they offered very, very little. So I've given him a 7. Onana, not quite. I don't think he was quite on it today, and obviously went off. It had gone down a couple of times during the game. I've given him a 6.5. Not quite on it. Not quite like the Arsenal game again. Getting the legs, stretching the legs. Don't think he was quite there today. What he's saying, what he was at the Arsenal game, or even the games before that. So I think he was just a little bit off. I'll give him a 6.5. Decore picked up his regular booking. How did he miss that chance? How did Ellis Sims create a brilliant chance for him? How has he missed that chance? How has he missed that chance? I don't know. He's got a brilliant opportunity to put the game to bed with like 3 minutes to go, and he tries to check onto his other foot, completely misses, makes a mess of it, and you just smash it. Do you know what? I think I'd rather you just swung your leg and smashed it, and wherever it went, it went. At least then you'd be wasting time. But apart from that, I thought he did all right. I thought he did all right in the game. He's straight in there he got booked for straight in protecting Dwight McNeil. I thought he had a good game apart from that. I think he's trying to get us going. I think he's trying to get us going on the front foot. I think he's, they weren't great at Anfield, but I think in the 2 home games they've been good. Yeah, I've given him a 7 anyway. So, Dwight McNeil again took up some interesting positions today. Dwight McNeil, coming inside a lot more and picking the ball up, and then like trying to get Michalenko down the left hand side. I thought in that doing that kind of thing. I thought he did well. Thought he did well trying to do that. Listen, there's a massive sort of, again, lack of quality sometimes, in terms of, when he runs with the ball, he runs too many times in a straight line. The defenders find it very easy to take it off him. He sometimes has done really well, sometimes done really bad. His deliveries, again, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Different. He works hard. You've got to have a little bit more consistency about him, just in his general play, just in what he's doing. Make up the lack of qualities. If he can find a bit more consistency just in his general play, then that's going to suit. That's going to suit what the manager wants. Simple as that. So he was all right. He worked hard. He worked hard today, and he had some good moments, and he had some bad moments. And I suppose you're always going to get that from an attacker. It's just that we need a bit more. We need a bit more from when you haven't got a goal scorer. So yeah, I'll give him a 7. As I said, I thought he was okay. It's just he's so frustrating, because when he just like runs in a straight line and defenders take it off him, it's just so annoying. Know what I'd like to see him start doing more? Just having a shot, getting it out at his feet and just having a shot. That's what I'd like to see more of him. He's obviously got a decent left foot. I just like there was one. I think there was one early on where it was like, I think there was one early on where he just took a second, and the goal, it might have been him or it might have been someone else actually. But we often give opportunities for people to let like the goalie settle and stuff. If there's an opportunity to shoot, just have a pop. Just get it out your feet and have a pop. I'd like to see McNeil do that, because obviously he's got a decent left foot. And if he's going to be in the team, and he's in the team because he works hard, let's get it right. He works hard, keeps the shape, keeps the shape for the team. that's why Damari Gray's not playing. So yeah, I've given him a 7 anyway. Iwobi, well, it's another assist for Iwobi, isn't it? Today, again, he did okay, not amazing. Done his job, kept the shape. Yeah, again, you want more out of him, and I think there's an opportunity to get more out of him, because I think we've seen that there's a better player in there. But listen, it doesn't always work. Some of the things he doesn't always do don't always work. But he's put a decent ball down the line, hasn't he, for Seamus, and he smashed it in. And yeah, it's an assist. At the end of the day, it's an assist. So I've give Iwobi 7.5 because he got the assist. I think sometimes he's a little bit. Too much with some of the little things he tries to do, where he's trying to manipulate the ball and get out of situations, when I think sometimes you just say whack it off the defender and get a corner, and then play to his strengths that way. But he's worked hard today. I can't fault him for that. He's got an assist. Neil Maupay, again, difficult when you're playing up front on your own. Can I ask one question, please? Can we knock off the absolute pathetic Dominic Calvert-Lewin comments, please? Because they're just border on homophobia as far as I'm concerned. So can you knock them off? Because they're just embarrassing. If they're from our fan base, they're embarrassing. So knock them off. And if any of our mods are in there, can you please just get rid of them? Because they're just bordering on homophobic as far as I'm concerned. So can you not do that, please? Just a little bit of housekeeping. Difficult day. Again, he's playing up front on his own, Maupay. Again, he was trying to make things happen, but nothing really did. Did he work hard? Yes, he did. He worked hard, but I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have had a couple of goals. I don't care if it's a joke. It's not funny. Sam, it's not funny. It's bordering on homophobia, mate. Simple as that. So just knock the comments off, or I'll knock you off my channel. So there you go. I think Dom would have had a couple today, no problem. I think Dom would have scored a couple dead easily today. And I think that's the difference with someone like Maupay. You can't really get him into those areas. He worked hard, but I don't think he's got enough that he's really going to worry anybody. Really too many defenders. So he's more there just to cause a bit of a ruckus basically, and get people wound up and create opportunities. I've given 6.5. Again, it's going to be a struggle for him and other players who play up front. So give him a 6.5. Ellis Sims, actually thought when he come in, I thought he did really well. I thought he did so well when he came on. He got the ball down. He was the one who was getting the ball down and playing just nice little passes. And then as he got a little bit of confidence, then he grew. And the little behind the no-look ball he played for the core, he was superb. And then I think he played another one. And listen, he's very, very raw. There was little moments where like the ball bounced and he went to header it and completely misjudged it. And then there was another one actually later on where he got the ball on the left-hand side, and I just wanted him to run to the corner, and he didn't. He run towards the goal. But just like little bits of experience like that. But I thought he did really well when he come on. And all this is a learning experience as we go forward with him. Is he the most polished player in the world? No. The 60 minutes at Goodison Park will have done him the world of good for that experience. And I think this is what it's about for him now, picking that experience up every single week and getting better with it. And hopefully he will. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. So I thought he did really well when he came on. So I've given him a 7. Yeah, and there's optimism there that maybe you can bring him on a bit earlier, get that trust with him, get that little bit of trust from him, and get him on a little bit earlier. Start working on his touch, his control, his hold up play, and make the most of that what you can. So I've given him a 7. So I well done to Ellis Sims today, because Monday must have been a really tough experience for him. mentally and physically. So he's come back today, and I know he played. Well, he didn't play in the derby because this apparently, but before the derby, he played a game against behind the closed doors game. He'd scored a couple, and Mopai had been sent off in it. The manager said that had nothing to do with him being picked, but that's good. It's good for the manager to see that. So, Tom came on. He did all right. Not amazing. He lost one where he went to the ground, where he was out muscled, but he did all right. He worked hard, kept the shape again. It's not easy coming on for someone like Onana. It's not easy when you're coming on for a guy who's 6 foot odd and you're not, and you've got to go into that midfield. So he did all right, Tom. There was one stupid one that I'm saying, but he lost the ball. He should never think he's going to get fouls, because he's not. The Premier League is bigger, stronger, and more physical than he is, and he's just not going to get those fouls. So he has to be better on that. I've given him a 6. On the super chat, Julio Chavez has said, Pep, why do you think Gray isn't getting any playtime? Because he doesn't work hard enough, mate. Simple as that. He doesn't work hard enough for this manager, and the manager has to know that he can believe in a player to be disciplined. If you look at Damari Gray's stats, work rate stats, they're appalling. He doesn't work back. He doesn't work for the team. He doesn't work defensively. And the manager will be looking at all that as he's trying to get those wins. Maybe if we've gone 2-0 up, or maybe if the game was slightly different, or maybe if we were even behind, he might have brought Gray on and pushed them up front. But I just think he wants a style of play, and he wants the team playing in that way, because he knows there's a lack of quality in this team, that it's got to all be about blood, sweat and tears as we stand. And that is the only way we're going to get out of this. I said this last night, did the radio last night. It's like Everton are not going to beat anybody with finesse and style. They're going to beat them by outworking them. This is why I was so disappointed about the Merseyside derby, by the way, was because you've got to outwork a team before you can beat them, and I think we did that easily today. Leeds are easily whether we made them look or they are. Leeds are the worst team I've seen this season. They were absolutely horrendous. And it's easy to say, well, Gray scores goals. Does he score goals? How many goals has he scored in the Premier League? It's not. Can you sacrifice the work rate for the team for him maybe getting a goal every 4 games? Really? Is that like, I think people who go, oh, you should play Gray, I think the manager knows what he's doing. Gray scores the odd worldie, doesn't he? He scores the odd worldie, but he doesn't work for the team, and we need 11 players who are going to work for the team. Can't carry players when you're asking, if you're asking everybody else to sacrifice. You can't say to one person, well, you can just do what you want. You've got to set that mentality straight from the off, and I think that's what the manager's doing. He's setting that mentality from the off, that we are all in this, and I can't carry any of them. And he might be that might be the way he looks at Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of saying, if you're not 100% fit, I'm just not playing you, because I need every single one on board. And when you are fit, then you'll be back in the team. We can't carry players, and the reason why is we're just not good enough. It's as simple as that. So we have to outwork every single player. And if you know what Damari Gray's like, some games he just strolls around and doesn't do anything. And then, we can't have that. We need to set the tone early on. And I think in both games, we've won 2 out of 3 games. And the one we lost was the Merseyside derby. And then the 2 games, we've definitely outworked the opposition. It's as simple as that. Is Gray going to do that? I don't think he is. So, and is he big enough to play up front? No, I don't think he is. Because I think the manager will be looking at going, we can't play through the midfield. So, yeah, there you go. Listen, it's a really good 3 points, because it's dragged Leeds below us. So that's hugely important. Next week's going to be another really interesting one, because we're playing a team who've obviously picked up a lot since they changed their manager. But I tell you what, if we beat them next week, we pull them right back into it, don't we? And that's massively important again. It's about winning the game, but we put them right back in it. So do me a favour, someone get rid of Dan7787 in the chat. Oh my God, talk about labouring on a point. Someone put him in a timeout, please. One of the mods. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. Good win. Solid performance. Was it pretty to watch? No. It was absolutely a poor game to watch. But it's one that Everton massively deserve to win. And we did. So I'll take that. And we move on. We've got another week now of training. And we can have another week of just feeling happy. And isn't that what it's all about? Another week of just feeling happy. Nice peaceful march before the game. 2 out of 2 for marches, by the way. 2 marches, 2 wins. There you go. That's all I'm going to say. There you go. Don't worry about the other results. They don't matter. We've won our game. That's all we can do. Think about if we hadn't won our game and those other results had happened. There you go. Make sure you check out Baz's videos. He will be doing his videos today. He's back. Yeah, and on Monday we'll be doing the final word, which will be live over on Toffee TV Premier. If you're not a member of Toffee TV Premier, why aren't you? It costs buttons. It should cost more money. If it had more money, I'd have better lighting. That's all I'm going to say to you. If you all join Toffee TV Premier, then maybe I can get better lighting. That's all I'm going to say to you. Thanks for watching. If you want to join, the link's in the description and the QR code will be on screen in a minute. See you later. Bye.